Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. As we welcome the graduating class of 2023.
Please remain standing for the posting of the nation's colors. Thank you. You may be seated. Welcome to the 23rd commencement of the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine, and for the 4th time, the Kentucky College of Optometry. This is a very special occasion in the lives of our students, their families, the university, and the thousands of families these graduates will serve. At this ceremony, we will recognize a tremendous group of physician and optometric servants. But more importantly, we celebrate the more than 2 million people throughout Central Appalachia and beyond who are being served by the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine, and the millions of people who will have their most important sense, their vision, cared for by the alumni of the Kentucky College of Optometry. This is a great day, and we are pleased and honored that you are present with us this morning. At this time, I would like to invite Emily Devada Willis, ChiCom class of 2023, to come to the platform and lead us in our invocation. Please bow your heads for the invocation. Emily?
Please pray with me. Heavenly Father, we gather this morning in your great name as we celebrate the accomplishments of these graduates. We thank you for the friends, family, and loved ones that have come along on this journey and that are here today. For those who have supported our endeavors, we thank you, as well as for the ones who have taught us and as well for each other. We pray that we are able to exhibit the same support given to us to those around us. And as we go forward into the next chapter of our lives, we ask for patience, grace, perseverance, and integrity. Above all this, we thank you for your abundant grace and praise your influences in our lives. It has not been an easy journey, but with your guiding hand, it has eased the burden. We pray these things in Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you, Emily. Good morning. Please allow me to take a few minutes to introduce to you the people who are on stage with me. Starting on my left, the Honorable Paul Patton, 59th Governor of the Commonwealth of Kentucky and Chancellor of the University of Pikeville. Dr. Pam Sparks-Stein, Founding Dean of the University of Pikeville College of Dental Medicine. Dr. Laura Griffin, Associate Dean of Osteopathic Principles and Practices Integration and Chair of the OPP Department. Dr. Josephine Bronche, Assistant Dean and Faculty in the Kentucky College of Optometry. On my right, Dr. Burton Webb, University of Pikeville President. Dr. Michael Bacigalupi, Dean of the Kentucky College of Optometry. Dr. Joe Kingery, Dean of the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine. Dr. Ronald McCoy, our commencement speaker this morning. I would like to recognize several groups of people as well. The first is our group of faculty in the Kentucky College of Optometry. Thank you for your tenacity and grit. We are so proud of you and your accomplishments. The faculty of the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine are also critical. Not only have you supported our medical students, many of you have also taught basic sciences to the students of the College of Optometry. Thank you for your willingness to serve our students. Thank you to our student affairs staff, the registrar's office, business services, and our other support staff around campus. It takes a team of committed employees to ensure success, and you have demonstrated an investment in the lives of our students. A special thank you this morning to our university trustees. Without your leadership and financial support, we would not be seated here today. And finally this morning, I would like to say thank you to the First Lady and wife of Chancellor Paul Patton, Miss Judy Patton, as well as UPike's First Lady, Dr. Kay Webb. Thank you.
On the inside of your program, you will find a brief history of the university and the mission statements of both the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine and the Kentucky College of Optometry. More than 20 years ago, a group of visionary leaders gathered to discuss an audacious idea: to start a medical school in the heart of Central Appalachia. This achievement would not have been possible without the investment of time, talent, and treasure from around the region. We are deeply grateful to everyone who has gone before us and laid down the path that we now walk with mingled confidence and gratitude. Our medical college continues to be a national leader in healthcare education. We rank among the nation's best in such categories as primary care physicians, rural medicine, and affordability. We are producing outstanding world-class doctors. Then, just a few years ago, a group of visionary leaders gathered to consider whether a college of optometric medicine could attract the same kind of talent as the medical school. Again, the committed support of a few people made the difference, and the Kentucky College of Optometry was founded. This is the fourth class of students to graduate from KICO, and your legacy of excellence and service are building a critical foundation for years to come. Seated on the platform with us is the future of the University of Pikeville. In just a few short years, we will add the Kentucky College of Dental Medicine to the programs offered at the university. Dr. Stein, thank you for your vision and for your work on behalf of the students who will come. We cannot wait to welcome your students to the platform and to this ceremony. As the population ages, healthcare changes will result in an increased demand for medical care. Each of you sitting before us today have an incredible opportunity. You have the chance to change lives and impact society for the good of mankind. So, after your many sleepless nights preparing for block exams, clinical rotations, board exams, and thousands of cups of heavily caffeinated coffee, you are ready. An important part of this ceremony is the hooding of these new physicians and optometrists. As you watch the program for the name of your graduate, be sure to look up to the screen. You will be able to see your student receive their hood a few moments before their name is called and as they walk across the stage. When the time comes, direct your attention to the monitors and you will see your graduate receive their hood. But what is the significance of the hood? The academic hood was originally a functional garment worn to shield the head of the scholar from the elements. In the English tradition, it has developed into an often bright and decorative garment worn only on special occasions, like commencements. But the tradition of the hood can be traced back much further in history. Indeed, it can be traced into biblical times. The Old Testament prophet Elijah passed on to his student Elisha his mantle or hood, and with it, the ability to serve both God and man. In the modern world, the hood projects a distinguished image. It has different colors on it representing the degree and the college. The velvet lining denotes the discipline of the degree. For example, these hoods have Kelly green, which represents medicine, or seafoam green, which represents optometry. The hood is also lined with two colors of silk that represent the colors of the college or university, which grants the degree. Black and orange are the colors of the University of Pikeville. And today, we bestow hoods upon each of these graduates. I would also like to recognize some very special people who had a strong hand in molding our graduates as caring, responsible people long before they arrived at the University of Pikeville. Many of you are the parents, grandparents, siblings, and spouses of our graduating students. And we want to thank you for the many ways in which your support for these graduates has made a difference in their lives. I am certain that without your help, they would not have made it to this place and time. You might want to applaud your family, graduates. Ladies and gentlemen, we know you are proud, and you deserve to be. We are equally proud of these graduating students, these future physicians, who will care for the most vulnerable and needy among our population. We're proud of you.
This morning, I have the privilege of introducing the Dean of the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine. In his second year as dean, Dr. Kingery and his experiences, both in teaching and leadership, have been instrumental in the success of our medical school. Along with his wife, Beth, Dr. Kingery has worked diligently to maintain accreditation, support our clinical faculty, and continue expanding research initiatives. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Dr. Joe Kingery.
Thank you, Provost Worth. The university is extremely fortunate to have talented leadership in its president, provost, and board of trustees, and to have your strong support for the College of Osteopathic Medicine. Your leadership is an inspiration to us all. Since the first class entered the Pikeville College School of Osteopathic Medicine in 1997, our medical school has graduated 1,845 osteopathic physicians. Today, we have the honor and privilege to add 121 new graduates to that number for a total of 1,966 graduates. Each year, the majority, approximately 65 to 70% of our ChiCom graduates enter primary care residencies and become outstanding primary care physicians. In addition, several of our graduates elect to pursue other medical, surgical subspecialties. This year, we had a variety of specialties chosen by our students. Among them included anesthesiology, general surgery, dermatology, orthopedic surgery, psychiatry, obstetrics and gynecology, diagnostic radiology, interventional radiology, just to name a few. Whether entering primary care or another specialty, though, an impressive percentage, over 40% of ChiCom graduates have chosen to practice in medically underserved areas throughout the United States. More than 30% practice in Appalachia, and approximately 32% practice in rural regions across the U.S. For the second year in a row, the U.S. News & World Report ranked ChiCom number 2 in the most graduates practicing primary care, and number 2 for those practicing in rural areas. Those rankings are out of all MD and DO schools. CHICOM's graduates are fulfilling our mission and keeping the promise made when the school was founded approximately 26 years ago. The osteopathic medical profession was established in the 19th century by Andrew Taylor Still, a visionary Midwestern MD physician. Dr. Still stated, "To find health should be the object of the doctor. Anyone can find disease." One of my favorite quotes actually comes from the movie Patch Adams. It's something I know you have seen in your clinical rotations when you've been out. And it states, "You treat a disease, you win, you lose. You treat a person, I guarantee you'll win no matter the outcome." CHICOM class of 2023, I've seen all of you grow throughout the past 4 years. First as your faculty, and more recently as your dean. I'm confident that the essential medical, humanistic, and scientific knowledge each of you have learned at CHICOM will be added to the personal observations of your patients' mental, spiritual, and physical beings. Through your osteopathic medical education, you have learned that taking the time to listen and learn about the whole patient can affect true healing more than simply treating a disease. I believe that each of you understands this philosophy and will go forth to become successful osteopathic physicians, serving patients from the mountains of eastern Kentucky and Appalachia to the most populated cities of the world. You have committed yourselves and are exceptionally well prepared to make the world a healthier and better place for our fellow human beings. So I encourage each of you to take your hard-earned DO degree, go into the world, and do great things. Never forget, a degree in osteopathic medicine is much more than the accumulation of years of hard work or a fancy piece of parchment. It's a covenant, a pledge to respond sincerely to the medical needs of your patients in their entirety as human beings. I ask that you always treat the person no matter what else. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kingery. Next, I would like to introduce the Dean of the Kentucky College of Optometry, Dr. Michael Bacigalupi. Dr. Bacigalupi has worked diligently with our faculty and our staff to support KICO students. He is an innovative leader who continues to keep students, our clinical experiences, and our innovative scope of practice at the center of what we do. Mike and his wife, Kelly, contribute not only to the University of Pikeville, but also are involved in the community and professional organizations within the optometric education associations. Please help me welcome the founding dean of the Kentucky College of Optometry, Dr. Michael Bacigalupi.
Thank you, Provost Worth. This is fun. What a great day. What a great day for KICO. What a great day for the University of Pikeville. What a great day for Kentucky Optometric Association. What a great day for Appalachia, in fact. It is really exciting to be standing here in front of the 4th graduating class. Today, on this day, 55 men and women will become doctors of optometry. They will competently serve the eye care needs of patients for many, many years to come, and I'm very proud of them today. The Kentucky College of Optometry's mission is to develop leaders in therapeutic optometry through innovative education and a commitment to caring for the underserved. The class of 2023 will certainly help us meet this mission. We look forward to the day when we, like our colleagues at the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine, can demonstrate each of the communities throughout Appalachia and beyond that are now served by doctors of optometry. Since 2015, our region of the country has been designated as one of the areas of highest concentration of severe vision loss. Our legacy will be to continue to make a positive change in this designation. I want everyone to know that a Doctor of Optometry degree is a very special one. In fact, there are only 41,000 optometrists in the United States. Just by point of contrast, there are 1.3 million lawyers in the US. And while our profession is small, it is very important. We care for our patients' most important sense, vision. We have just 5 senses as human: the eyes to see, the tongue to taste, the nose to smell, the ears to hear, and the skin to touch, but by far the most important of these is the eyes. One of the original textbooks of optometry states, "Sight is man's most highly developed sense." For the unskilled, vision is essential in acquiring skills which will make them self-supporting members of our society. For the skilled, vision is essential for maintaining optimum performance for the high technology of our nation. For the young, eyesight is the principal sensory pathway for learning. For the elderly, eyesight is a primary means of communication within our environment. And for all, vision is a vital tool for functioning in daily activities, for perceiving beauty, and for achieving personal fulfillment. I am confident that these students who sit before me today have mastered the knowledge, skills, and ability to protect and serve the eye care needs of patients during their 4 years at KICO. They have been trained using some of the most high-tech equipment in an advanced learning environment by passionate faculty members. They have all experienced outstanding clinical rotations across the United States as they've honed their clinical skills. Together, they have provided almost 90,000 individual patient encounters. Let that number sink into you for just a moment. Almost 90,000 individual patient encounters. What an impact KICO is having on our region. Learning and practicing in the state of Kentucky has allowed our students to train in the advanced therapeutic procedures. Since 2011, with the passage of the Better Access to Quality Healthcare Act, optometrists in the state of Kentucky can perform in-office laser procedures, inject medications, use and remove lumps and bumps from around the eye. Kentucky was only the 2nd state in the nation that allowed optometrists to practice this scope of practice. And at KICO, we fully embrace this expanded scope, ensuring that all procedures are fully taught as part of our curriculum. KICO has remained dedicated to the advancement of the profession, providing more care for more of the patients within our scope of training. I want to take a moment to thank all of the KICO faculty and staff for their dedication to our mission. Your hard work and unselfish sharing of knowledge has imparted these new graduates with the skills necessary to properly care for patients. I would like to thank our friends and colleagues from the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine, particularly Dr. Kingery, for their continued support of the college. Without the foundation, KICO and KICO students would not be where they were today, and we are very grateful to the College of Osteopathic Medicine. I also like to thank the administration and Board of Trustees of the University of Pikeville. Your vision for the future in creating an optometry school in Eastern Kentucky was incredible, and your hard work has brought it to fruition. Thank you for your unwavering support. So, to the class of 2023, you have committed yourselves, you have worked hard, you have persevered through many unexpected challenges, including COVID-19. You not only endured, but you flourished. Know that you are well prepared to care for patients. I am excited to see all the wonderful things you will do in your career. Go out into the world and always do the right thing. Be brave and be bold, but never lose compassion for your patients. I know that I speak for all the KICO faculty when I say we are very proud of this group of young men and women as they go forth to become successful optometrists. We know they will all make us proud. Congratulations, class of 2023. You did it. Best wishes and Godspeed. Thank you. It is now my pleasure to introduce today's commencement speaker. Our speaker is Dr. Ronald Gene McCoy, but Ron doesn't stand on formality, so we probably tell all of us just to call him Ron. Ron is a retired optometrist and a University of Pikeville Board of Trustee member serving on the executive committee. He's a graduate of Eastern Kentucky University and he received his Doctor of Optometry degree from Southern College of Optometry in Memphis. Dr. McCoy was in private optometric practice in Pikeville for over 41 years. He is a lifetime member of the Kentucky Optometric Association and the American Optometric Association. During his career, he was a member of the Lions Club, served on the board for Habitat for Humanity, and traveled on international eye care missions. His service to the University of Pikeville goes well beyond the Board of Trustees. He has been truly instrumental in the development and growth of the Kentucky College of Optometry. In fact, he served our college in so many ways, including supervising students in our primary care clinic when we needed him the most. Dr. McCoy exemplifies the spirit of volunteerism and commitment through his outstanding contributions to the community and local service initiatives. In 2021, the KICO Award was created in Dr. McCoy's name. It's called the Community Service Award, and it honors those graduates who embody the same spirit of service as Dr. McCoy. At that time, I was quoted as saying, "Dr. Ron McCoy is a skilled and talented optometrist who has provided eye care for countless patients in eastern Kentucky throughout his career. But you are likely to see him dragging tree limbs out of the road after a storm or on top of a ladder painting a community member's house in need. His spirit of giving back extends well beyond his optometric career." Dr. McCoy's response to my statement, I believe, sums up his personal belief. He said, "Community service and helping others is a significant part of my life. The Lord has richly blessed me throughout my life, and I believe you should pass those blessings on along to others." Ron, you have done that. As an avid golfer, Dr. McCoy has served on the board of directors at the Green Meadows Country Club for over 20 years. He's an active member of Gideon's International local chapter and a member of the Pikeville United Methodist Church, serving on various committees and boards over the past many years. I would be remiss if I didn't mention his wife Mary and their 4 grandchildren. He loves them all deeply, and for the past year or so, Dr. McCoy has had some significant health challenges, and as is his character, he has faced them all with deep faith, unwavering spirit, and integrity. Please help me welcome someone that really inspires me, Dr. Ron McCoy.
Thank you, Dr. B, for that kind introduction. The last time I was asked to speak publicly was a long time ago. It's when it was known as Pikeville College. A patient of mine was teaching an anatomy class, and they were studying the eyes. And she asked me if I would come and speak to her class. I asked her, "How long would I have to talk? I'm not a public speaker." She said, "Just give me 20, 25 minutes. That'll be plenty." She said, "It's a 3-hour class, and you'll be done in no time." So after 3 hours, I was still talking. So if I get a little out of my hand, just start humming, you don't have to sing, I'll sit down. I would first like to acknowledge some people on the platform today, and this has already been said, some distinguished guests. The faculty of ChiCom and ChiCo for your part in preparing these students for the next phase of their lives. President Webb and his team for their leadership, and the Board of Trustees, of which I'm honored to be a part of. I especially want to acknowledge our chairman of the board, Terry Dotson. He tells us when we become trustees to give of our time, our talent, and our treasure. As chairman for over 20 years, he has gone above and beyond that. Under Chairman Dotson's leadership, we have a thriving university. We have one of the best nursing programs in the state, which we have just doubled in size. We have a medical school, an optometry school, and in June of 2025, we will be opening a new dental school. For the city the size of Pikeville, that's pretty amazing to me. And I often wonder, what would Pikeville look like today if we didn't have this university? Now to you, the 2023 graduates, which I am so proud of ChiCom and ChiCo. This is a great achievement. It's been about 50 years ago since I was sitting in those chairs. And all those years of hard work, long sleepless nights, drinking coffee has paid off. And it's truly an honor to speak to you today. First, I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm just an old country boy. I was born and raised right here in Pike County, come from a middle-class family. I graduated from a little school called Johns Creek High School in 1966, and I attended Eastern Kentucky University. In the 60s, there weren't many summer jobs for high school students, so I had to travel to Detroit City, which was a pretty rough city at that time, to get a job. I was fortunate enough to have uncles that were high steel painters, and they claimed that I was part Indian, so I wasn't afraid of heights. So my base pay was $9 an hour. but I went as high as I could go, so I got $18 an hour. And we painted bridges, golf ball tanks, and I could earn enough money in the summers to pay my tuition, room and board at Eastern for a whole year. And that was amazing that I could do that. After 3 years at EKU, I applied to Southern College of Optometry. They were only accepting 3 spots. Each state gives you so many spots. And I was very fortunate to get one of those spots. I remember sitting in my first 7-hour anatomy class. And let me back up, SCO, where I went to, they went on the quarter system. And so they would accept 150 students, but they'd try to weed out about 15 to 20 of them before the year was out. And in that anatomy class, the professor said, look to your left, look to your right. One of you won't be here next quarter. That really built a fire under me to study hard, and I did. Unlike Southern, if we accept you into our programs here at University of Pikeville, we want you to succeed. I was in practice for 40 years, and a lot has changed in all those years. As I think back, there were only 3 women in our class out of 135 kids. And as I look out here today, over half of you are women. That is a great thing. Today, I'd like to touch on a few things that have impacted me in my career through the years, and maybe a couple things I've learned along the way. When I was attending SCO, this is probably my greatest blessing I've ever had in my life. A local ophthalmologist, Dr. Charles F. Wilson, contacted me and wanted to know if I'd be interested in shadowing him in the summers while I was going to school. Of course, I was tickled to death to get the hands-on experience and to be mentored by such a highly recognized physician. I got firsthand knowledge. I could see diseases, knew how to treat the diseases. And when I would go back to school, the kids were mad at me because I had seen it real life. They had to look at a slide or in the textbook. And in my second year, he started me doing refractions. Most ophthalmologists back then used plus cylinder, so I had to learn how to do plus cylinder diopter and minus cylinder. And when I graduated from school, Dr. Wilson invited me to join his practice. And I was with him for 2 years, but the knowledge and experience that I gained cannot be measured, and I really believe that set me up for a pretty good career. And believe me, I had a very successful career, happy, wasn't overworked. I will always be grateful to that man. In 2005, I was asked to go on a mission trip to Lima, Peru, with a group of doctors from Prestonsburg and Paintsville. They had never had an optometrist go, so I agreed. My buddies tell me I don't know how to say no. They were very well organized, and the lady that asked me was a physical therapist. Her office was right next door to mine, and she got to thinking, he don't know anything about mission trips, and I didn't. So she said, she come over one day and said, now look, we're going to be 10,000 feet in the air. It's going to be cold, so take some warm clothes. And I hear you're a picky eater, so take you some snacks. I took peanut butter nabs, and I had 2 large suitcases, and one of them was just full of food. Because I was afraid I'd starve to death. And we had to drink this tea every morning at breakfast, dinner, and lunch. It's called coca tea, and the tea was made from cocaine leaves. But we had to sip that to keep from getting altitude sickness. And one of our guys got altitude sickness, and he was in the bed for 2 days. We took a lot of glasses. This group was well organized. We took a lot of prescription glasses with us down there, and they all categorized. We had a handheld auto refractor. I had 8 nurses to help me. I saw 125 people a day, and I'm telling you, I was whooped at the end of the day. But it was well worth it to see this. But I took some glasses from my office also, and I had one pair and you optometry students will recognize this was very high minus. But I threw them in the box anyway. And one day they led this lady into to my exam room, and she couldn't even see the door frame. I said, well, she's got cataracts. It's got to be cataracts. The autorefractor wouldn't give me a reading, so I was pretty good with my retinoscope. I got her in a dark room, and hey, she was really high minus. So I remembered that pair of glasses. And I went back and got that pair of glasses. And when I put them on them, she was so happy that the tears wet the floor. We had an old concrete floor with dust on it. And she kissed me up each arm and thanked God for sending me there. I hugged her and told her she was worth my whole trip because I knew God had sent me there for her. Along with the glasses, we took medicine. I remember we got there on Friday. Saturday, we set up a pharmacy. And then Sunday was my day to clean my office and get the eye drops. And back then, drug reps wouldn't give you many eye drops in your office, but they would give them to missions. So I took 4 one-gallon bags of eye drops. And by about the end of the week, I could see we was going to have a lot of eye drops left over. So I asked Dr. Furklow, one of the other doctors with us, I said, hey, can I take some of these back home with me? I've got patients that don't have insurance, that can't afford these drops. And he said, well, we have permission to bring them into the country, but not back out of the country. But magically, they appeared in my office. I've always told my patients that if they had an eye injury, after hours or on the weekend to call me, I'd try my best to take care of them. One Sunday night about 11:30, my phone rang. It was a man that wasn't a patient of mine. He had gotten a piece of steel in his eye, and he'd been to the ER. They couldn't get it out, so they just put some ointment in his eye and patched him. And he called a friend of his. He said, if you'll call Dr. McCoy, he might come and see you. Because he said he could not wait till Monday morning. He was in that much pain. So he got to my office. I removed the steel, and I gave him some drops that I'd brought back from Peru. He asked how much he owed me. And I paused for a minute, and I said, nothing. And he said, what? I said, you've already been charged for an ER visit. And I could tell he wasn't very wealthy. And I said, just tell people you met a nice man tonight that helped you. And because of that one act of kindness, over time, that man sent me over 50 patients. And Dr. B talked about community service. I'm really big on that, but I'm not going to talk long about it. It's always been important for me to be involved in community service, whether it's civic, church. I feel it's important to be involved in your community and give back to your community. If you'll get out there, people will know you. You don't have to advertise. I never advertised a day of my life when I opened up my optometric practice. Word of mouth will advertise for you. I also felt like the next topic is to have a good rapport with your colleagues and to keep the lines of communication open between them, because many times you're going to need to call on them. If you're not sure of a diagnosis, don't hesitate to ask another colleague or to refer to another doctor for a second opinion. Your patients will respect you for this. There were many times I've called Dr. Jody Brown, who was in the first class here at CHICOM, a retinal specialist, at just about closing time, and I was working in Prestonsburg. And I said, please wait and see this patient. They need you, and he would wait. And Jody was in our first graduating class, and he and John Stroh-Schneider was the dean, and we were kind of buddies in a way. I used to go to the basketball games with Stroh and Howard Lockhart, and he was like a hen on a hot rock. He couldn't sit still. He'd jump all over the place. But we had a great time together. But Jody said one thing Stroh told him that he always remembered, and that's this. A good doctor knows what he knows, but a great doctor knows what he doesn't know. And I've always lived with that motto. Probably the most important thing I've learned in my practice is listen to your patient. I believe a good communication between doctor and patient is the most important thing in building a good doctor-patient relationship. Many times, a new patient would tell my receptionist, "That's the best eye exam I've ever had." And I'd come out and she said, "What'd you do to that woman?" I said, "Nothing different. All I did was listen to her and I talked to her and found out her problem." I retired from practice in 2015, and after 3 months of retirement, I got pretty bored. People that know me know I like to move. So I decided to practice part-time, filling in for Dr. Regina Compton in Prestonsburg and Gerald Combs when Gerald took ill. I practiced his office in Martin for 2 or 3 years. I continued practicing part-time until 2021 when I was diagnosed with 2 different types of cancers. And in December 2022, after a CT scan, I received my 3rd cancer diagnosis. And I give God all the praise and thank him that I'm able to stand before you today. During this time, I've personally come to understand how important it is to have good communications and a good doctor-patient relationship. Because this time, I'm the patient. I've got the problem. And I thank God every day that he placed me in the hands of some of the most skilled doctors right here at home who were caring and compassionate, who were in the fight with me and went above and beyond that I received the best care and treatment possible. Ultimately, my faith in God and those caring, compassionate doctors got me through some really scary times. So when I say I'm glad to be here today, I really, really mean it. And to close, in the 40 years I've practiced, I love serving the people of Eastern Kentucky. I've never considered it work. It's been said, if you choose a job you love, you'll never work a day in your life. And that's been true for me, and I pray that it's true for you. Thank you. God bless you, and good luck in your new careers.
Wow, powerful words. Thank you, Ron. Thank you. The doctorate degree represents the highest level of learning recognized by the Academy. Under some extraordinary circumstances, when an individual has demonstrated a high level of accomplishments and service to humanity, the Academy bestows upon that individual its highest level of recognition for public service, the honorary doctorate. We believe that Ron McCoy represents this highest level of achievement, and we are proud to recognize him today.
Will Ronald McCoy please rise and approach the podium? Mr. President, as Provost at the University of Pikeville, I have the honor to present to you Dr. Ronald McCoy.
Ronald McCoy, in recognition for your outstanding leadership to the Kentucky College of Optometry, in honor of your personal commitment to higher education at the University of Pikeville, and in gratitude for your lifetime of optometric service to people throughout Central Appalachia, the faculty and board of trustees of the University of Pikeville bestow upon you this honorary degree. Therefore, Ronald G. McCoy, by the authority vested in me by the board of trustees of the University of Pikeville, I hereby confer upon you the honorary degree, Doctor of Public Service, honoris causa.
Graduates, it's your time now. Mr. President, I have the honor to bring to your attention the members of the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine and the Kentucky College of Optometry class of 2023, who are candidates for their respective degree. I hereby certify these candidates have met all of the requirements established by the faculty for the degree which the university awards and have been recommended by the faculty and approved by the Board of Trustees. The candidates are now ready to receive their degrees.
Well, I suppose we better do something about that. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Pikeville, I hereby confer upon each of you the degree for which you have labored so long, the Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine or the Doctor of Optometry, together with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. You are now officially graduates of the University of Pikeville. Congratulations.
Mr. President, it is with great pleasure that I introduce the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine class of 2023. Graduates, please rise and come to the stage. Nadine Najud Abdul Kadud, hooded by Mohammed Riyad Abdul Kadud, MD. Jefferson Harris Adams, hooded by Michael Carnes, DO. Farkan Salim Ahmed, hooded by Malicia Yvonne Hopkins, DO. Julie Alvarez. Abigail Janine Amhazer, hooded by Derek Singray, Farm D. Siddiq Masood Ansari, hooded by Shahid Ansari, MD. Sophia Marguerite Antimisaris. Christina Antonovich, hooded by Violin Montaigne, JD. Farkhan Mushat Attar, hooded by Mushfarak Siraj, MD. Jonathan Stewart Austin, hooded by Earl Harris Austin III, MD. Benjamin Robert Ayers, hooded by Clinton J. Kaufman, DO. Alexa Nicole Ball, hooded by Terry Ball, DO. Rashmita Bardan, Alison Ann Bauman, hooded by Douglas Owen, DO. Angela Lynn Binkowski. Tejashwani Bolineni. Caitlin Lily Bryce. Stephanie Nicole Brooks, hooded by Robert Allen Mahia Powell, MD. Christina A. Campbell. Carly Costello. Madison O'Brien Clements, hooded by Stacy Bowles, MD. David Daniel Martin Klein. Francesca Theodora Coccerali, hooded by Catherine Neal, D.O. Cody Allen Cooper. Joseph K. Cox. Amber Michelle Crawford. James Andrew Cram, hooded by Scott Harrison, DO. Mindy Dakri Kim, hooded by Sang-won Dakri Kim, DO. Kyle Edward Dezet. James Hunter Danigan. Sydney M. Elston. Yetunde Deborah Fabi, hooded by Krista F. Johnson, MD. Hunter Klein Fenella, hooded by Philip Watson, DO. Summer Nasser Farhood. Savannah A. Netherton Pfister, hooded by William Pfister, JD. Samantha A. Fox, hooded by Matthew Fox, MD. Kathleen Rose Garza. Connor O'Brien Gause. Margaret Kirsten Gertz, hooded by Scott Harrison, DO. Adam Kyle Geklausen. Sadia Gohir, hooded by Laura Griffin, DO. Nicole Elizabeth Green, hooded by Matthew C. Green, EDD. Robert C. Grigsby, hooded by Lee Don, MD. Caesar P. Gumma. Stephen Michael Hall, hooded by Laura Griffin, DO. Nicole Steele Harris, hooded by Zachary Harris, MD. Catherine Ann Houserath. Kathleen Rollo Heaton. Brian Michael Hadosh. Lindsay Lee Jasper, hooded by Bryce Meredith, DO. Jason Matthew Justice. Sarah Jean Kasmarek, hooded by Laura Griffin, DO. Vaibhav Rajesh Kadam, hooded by Rajesh Kadam, MD. Remisha Ibrahim Ali Khan. Ria Kanal. Jordan T. Kirk. Scott Matthew Clem. Luke Alexander Lamorel. Brady Slatter. Cindy Lynn, hooded by Wendy Lynn, Farm D. Sunny Mandal, hooded by Prabir Mandal, PhD. Yusra Mansour, hooded by Mansour Mahmoud, MD. Kristen Elizabeth Markham, hooded by Anne Magnuson, DO. Caleb Ryan Marsh, hooded by Catherine Neal, DO. Erika Down Memer Takahashi. Rebecca Claire Meyer, hooded by Shelley Meyer, PhD. Hannah Marie Miller, hooded by Robert Benjamin Roach, MD. Alexander Patrick Moore. William G. Mortel. Daniel David Miller, hooded by Jeffrey K. Richel-Dio. Elizabeth Ann Newkirk, hooded by Lee Dawn, MD. Gracie Elena Nguyen. Brian Clayton Nichols. Denzel John Ninan. Alexis Lakeisha Osley. Arti Ajay Patel. Kushal Patel. Jared M. Peterson. Raymond Tanley Penn. John Desiderio Pina, hooded by Catherine Carias, MD. Sarah E. Powell. Nathan A. Prey, hooded by Robert Music D. Min. Hannah Elizabeth Randall. Caleb Aaron Rashidian. Jordan Michael Reed. Taylor Lynn Reed, hooded by Sabrina Fowler, MD. Taylor Kenton Reardon. William Connor Rettig, hooded by L. William Rettig III, MD. William Duncan Rhodes V. Preston Charles Rippey, hooded by Travis Rippey, Ltd. Joseph Stewart Rush, hooded by Michael Carnes, D.O. Joseph Daniel Rollins, hooded by Kendra Hall, D.O. Raquel Kathleen Rudy, hooded by Sonali Kadam, D.V.M. Batul Sadek, hooded by Maha Sadek, J.D. Emma Whitlow Sanchez, hooded by Cheryl Whitlow, O.D. Taryn J. Schrems, hooded by Ashton Vikramasinghe, MD. Catherine Lynn Skokka, hooded by Deborah J. Clark Skokka, J.D. Brendan Sayer. Jacob Paul Salvage. Maggie Susan Sherrard. Ibrahim Siddiqui, hooded by Mohammed Siddiqui, MD. Christian M. Simon, hooded by Michael B. Simon, MD. Jaskaran Singh, hooded by Erica Sin, MD. Gregory Wallace Smith, hooded by Michael Carnes, DO. Max Benjamin Bowen Snyder. Stephanie P. Soy, hooded by Taylor McDonald, DO. Erin Nicole Stavrov. Julia L. Statley Moore, hooded by Susan Statley, JD. Muhammad Suleiman. Matthew Scott Talmadge. Eugene Sri Tandukar, hooded by Anne Magnuson, DO. Adam Wesley Tyler. Min Chan, hooded by Fadi Al-Akras, MD. Morgan Taylor Turno, hooded by Guillermo Hernandez, PhD. Azaz Umar. Stephen M. Vanover, hooded by Taylor Billings, DO. Nicole Marie Viola, hooded by Julia Viola, Farm D. Emily Daveda Willis. Eleanor Shaw Wilson, hooded by Michael Carnes, DO. Lauren Rosemary Wright Whitson. Varda Zoha, hooded by Wasim Q. Kawajo, MD.
Mr. President, it is with great pleasure I introduce the Kentucky College of Optometry class of 2023. Graduates, please rise and come to the stage. Gabriel Renee Alt, hooded by Cliff Caudle, OD. Claire Cobb Beard. Rebecca Jane Simmons Brown. Aggie Rose Bremer. Jonathan Lee Bonnell. Miranda Wentworth Cox. Haley Morgan DeRocha, hooded by Richard DeRocha, OD. Danielle Lene Eddings. Caitlin Joy Estevez. Shelby Lynn Gelhaus. Daniel William Hanna, hooded by Munir Hanna, OD. Allison Lynn Harmon. Crystal Nok Huang. Lexi Turpin Honey. Alyssa Hopkins. Colette J. Husan. Yadam M. Job. Jessica Ellen Johnson. Emily K. Jones. Virginia Lane Jones, hooded by Jason Koalas OD. Daniel J. Kenner. Rebecca Kim. Miranda Kelly Keeler. Tammy Lee. Haley Lynn Liberty. Haley A. Long. Jessica Joy Manders, hooded by Julie Marvin Manders OD. Brianna Matulka. Abigail Joy Mitchell. Cassie E. Napier. Aaron C. Oberster. Sabrina Kelsey Davis Owens. Emily Ann Pargin. Melanie Mae Patterson. Sarah Elizabeth Pauley. Jacqueline Elise Powell. Simone E. Purcell. Ashley Richmond. Sydney P. Roberts. Brianna Susan Rodriguez. Catherine E. Rosenberger, hooded by Jeffrey Zagulis, O.D. Zachary Evan Royster. Jesse Catherine Sampson. Adriana M. Shade. Matthew M. Smith. Philip Jamison Sowers. Cassidy Elizabeth Stewart. Nicholas Gage Taylor. Peyton Elizabeth Taylor. Griffin William Trends. Matthew Wood Tucker. Kevin Christopher Turner. Shirley Elizabeth Valesco Hill. Hannah Elizabeth Marsh Withrow. Thomas Anthony Zitko, hooded by Philip R. Zitko, OD, and Patricia M. Zitko, OD. Congratulations, class of 2023.
All right, now it's with great pleasure that I introduce Dr. Laura Griffin, CHICOM's Associate Dean of Osteopathic Principles and Practices Integration for administration of the Osteopathic Oath. Dr. Griffin.
Sorry, I was a little over-enthusiastic there. Would the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine class of 2023 please stand and say the oath along with me, please? I do hereby affirm my loyalty. You're saying along with me here, guys. I do hereby affirm my loyalty to the profession I am about to enter. I will be mindful always of my great responsibility to preserve the health and the life of my patients, to retain their confidence and respect, both as a physician and a friend, who will guard their secrets with scrupulous honor and fidelity, to perform faithfully my professional duties, to employ only those recognized methods of treatment consistent with good judgment and with my skill and ability, keeping in mind always nature's laws and the body's inherent capacity for recovery. I will be ever vigilant in aiding in the general welfare of the community, sustaining its laws and institutions, not engaging in those practices which will in any way bring shame or discredit upon myself or my profession. I will give no drugs for deadly purposes to any person, though it may be asked of me. I will endeavor to work in accord with my colleagues in a spirit of progressive cooperation and never by word or by act cast imputations upon them or their rightful practices. I will look with respect and esteem upon all those who have taught me my art. To my college, I will be loyal and strive always for its best interests and for the interests of the students who will come after me. I will be ever alert to further the application of basic biologic truths to the healing arts and to develop the principles of osteopathy, which were first enunciated by Andrew Taylor Still. Congratulations, class of 2023. Very proud of you.
And now it gives me great pleasure to introduce the Assistant Dean of the Kentucky College of Optometry, Dr. Josephine Ibaronque, to administer the optometric oath.
Will the Kentucky College of Optometry class of 2023 please stand? And please read along with me. With full deliberation, I freely and solemnly pledge that I affirm that the health of my patient will be my first consideration. I will practice the art and science of optometry faithfully and conscientiously and to the full scope of my competence. I will uphold and honorably promote, by example and action, the highest standards, ethics, and ideals of my chosen profession and the honor of the degree, Doctor of Optometry, which has been granted me. I will provide professional care for those who seek my services with concern, with compassion, with due regard for their human rights and dignity. I will place the treatment of those who seek my care above personal gain and strive to see that none shall lack for proper care. I will hold as privileged and inviolable all information entrusted to me in confidence by my patients. I will advise my patients fully and honestly of all which may serve to restore, maintain, or enhance their vision and general health. I will strive continuously to broaden my knowledge and skills so that my patients may benefit from all new and efficacious means to enhance the care of human vision. I will share cordially and unselfishly with my fellow optometrists and other professionals for the benefit of patients and the advancement of human knowledge and welfare. I will do my utmost to serve my community, my country, and humankind as a citizen as well as an optometrist. I hereby commit myself to be steadfast in the performance of this my solemn oath and obligation. I am super proud of you guys. You may be seated. Congratulations.
Members of the ChiCom class of 2023, before I officially present you as a class of new osteopathic physicians, I want to ask that sometime today you take a few moments to give thanks and show your appreciation to your family for all the love and support they have given you during this long journey. ChiCom class of 2023, you have distinguished yourselves as a class of leaders. You have performed admirably during the 4 years at ChiCom, and you have enhanced the reputation of our fine College of Osteopathic Medicine. You have now joined a proud profession, one that values the relationship between physician and patient, that seeks health and recognizes that a person's state of health depends on the body, mind, and spirit. As you begin your careers as doctors of osteopathic medicine, I challenge you to continue to be leaders in your profession and in your communities. Remember, you may be leaving us physically, but you will always be part of the ChiCom family. And now, it gives me great pleasure to present the newest osteopathic physicians in the United States, the members of the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine, class of 2023.
Careful with those hats, we don't want to put an eye out. Couldn't resist. Members of the Kentucky College of Optometry class of 2023, you've completed your 4 years of study in the classroom, laboratory, and clinics. You've performed well through many challenges, and you've honed your knowledge of the optometric profession while caring for patients in need. Today, I'm pleased to have all of you enter my profession, the profession of optometry. Our profession has evolved very quickly over the past 100 years, becoming the primary eye care profession. As you begin your careers as doctors of optometry, I continue to ask you to give compassionate care to your patients. People will seek your care and knowledge. Give it to them, for it is giving that we ourselves are truly blessed. I know that I speak for the Kentucky College of Optometry faculty and staff when I say we are very proud of you. Thank you for all you've accomplished and achieved along the way to this special day today. Your degrees are very well earned. And now, it gives me great pleasure to present the newest doctors of optometry in the United States, the members of the Kentucky College of Optometry, class of 2023.
May I introduce Dr. Taylor Reardon, President of the ChiCom class of 2023.
Dear fellow graduates, esteemed faculty members, honored guests, and families. As the class president for the class of 2023 for ChiCom, it is my distinct honor to address you all today on this momentous occasion. After years of grueling study, long nights of hard work, and countless exams, we have finally made it to this moment, the day of our medical school graduation. Today, we stand on the precipice of an exciting new future. We are about to embark on a journey that will take us to the front lines of healthcare, where we will have the opportunity to make a difference in the lives of countless people. We have all worked incredibly hard to get to this point, but we didn't do it alone. Along the way, we have been supported by our families, friends, mentors, significant others, and faculty members. We owe them all a debt of gratitude for helping us achieve this incredible milestone. As we look back on our time in medical school, we can be proud of what we have accomplished. We have learned how to diagnose and treat complex medical conditions, how to communicate effectively with patients, and how to work as a team to deliver the best care possible. We have also completed this rigorous training with a large portion of it during a worldwide pandemic, which has taught us all to adapt and overcome, even in unprecedented times. But we must also acknowledge that the journey ahead will not be easy. We will face challenges and obstacles that we cannot yet imagine, but we are ready for these challenges. We are prepared to put our knowledge and skills to the test, to work tirelessly to heal the sick, and to bring comfort to those who are suffering. So let us embrace the future with open hearts and minds, and let us never forget the values that have guided us to this journey: compassion, integrity, and a deep commitment to the health and well-being of our patients. As we move forward, let us remember that we are not just doctors, but also advocates, leaders, and agents of change. Let us use our platform to speak out against injustice and inequality, to advocate for policies that will improve access to care, and to fight for the health and well-being of our communities. Finally, let us celebrate this moment with joy and gratitude. Let us honor the sacrifices that we and our loved ones have made to get us to this point, and let us look forward to a bright and promising future. Congratulations to the class of 2023, and thank you for the privilege of serving as your class president. I cannot wait to see what the future holds for each and every one of us. Thank you.
And it's now my pleasure to invite Dr. Aggie Brummer, ChiCo Class of 2023 valedictorian, to come bring her class message.
Hello, everyone. My name is Aggie Brimmer. It is an honor and a privilege to stand up here today to speak to you all as the optometry class valedictorian. I would first like to say thank you to my support system. We all have family and friends that have been along with us on this journey as we juggled the demands of professional school. It may not have always been easy, but we did it, so thank you. I know some are local, but many of us, like me, moved here from states away and was fully immersed into this culture. Our mission of serving the people of Appalachia and making that something to be proud of was greatly fulfilled. The community here in Eastern Kentucky welcomed us all with open arms, and we will all leave with a newfound appreciation for this beautiful region of the country that I will forever be grateful for. As a class, we have been through a lot together over our 4 years. Starting with our very first block exam and just the fear of the unknown, to second semester of first year being switched to online classes due to the pandemic and all the obstacles that has put us through since. We have been through it all, from EULA Hall to learning the generations of fluoroquinolones to get good speeches and everything in between. And then fourth year rolled around, and we all went off in our own directions for rotations. But we all ended up back here today in Pikeville, Kentucky, on this beautiful first Saturday in May to walk across this stage and become doctors. We have all made countless memories and friendships throughout our time, and I am proud to call each of you my friends, classmates, and now colleagues. Every single one of us has the strength, the perseverance, and the grit to make strides within our profession, and I cannot wait to see what we accomplish. I just want to encourage you all to put your best foot forward, to be the best provider that you can be, to get involved with your community, and to ultimately make a difference in our patients' lives. So with that, congratulations to us all, and thank you.
Would you please stand with me? One of the wonderful traditions that we have here in the mountains of Kentucky is the singing of My Old Kentucky Home. This morning, that will be brought to us by Isabella Coleman. Following the completion of the singing, would you please remain standing for the benediction by Dr. Jessica Johnson.
I invite you to pray with me. Dear God, where do we begin? Where do we find the words that express all the many thanks you are owed? When we started this journey years ago, we truthfully had no idea what we were getting ourselves into, but you did. We went in blindly, following your lead, trusting the path you laid out for us. We stand before you today with humble hearts, excitement, and eagerness for this next stage of life. You have given us very important jobs to do. You entrusted us with the health and well-being of people you love and want to see thrive. Our jobs are a gift and a privilege that we will do gladly because all of it is done to glorify you. We will exhibit your compassion and mercy in every patient we treat. We will seek patience and understanding when cases are challenging or when we feel we have exhausted all efforts. We will strive to start each day with a positive outlook, confident in the skill set we have worked so hard to obtain. You called us to be servant leaders in our communities, within our circle of colleagues, and in our families. It is our responsibility to prioritize the greater good and put our own agendas on the back burner. Servant leaders understand that to achieve a vision, you need to pour into those around you. Consistency in communication, honesty, work ethic, and encouragement are all key principles we will need to succeed in the task we have been given. It won't always be easy, but the best things in life rarely are. As our educational chapters come to a close, God, we pray for your comfort and peace of mind. We still have a lot to learn and will inevitably make mistakes, but remind us that we are humans doing our very best. We will adapt and grow as providers, letting your unseen hand guide us yet again. It's in your precious and heavenly name we pray. Amen.